Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Aviation Cadet. This is ex-Aviation Cadet Sabir Shah from 1990 GDP, Pakistan Air Force. I was enrolled in 1993 and I took a release in 1996 from the Pakistan Air Force. And I have flown 3 aircrafts, Mashak, K-8 and T-37, and I have altogether 150 plus hours on these aircrafts. So today, as all my videos are in terms of motivating the youth in Pakistan, and also it's my hobby to compare with other countries' flying criteria and also the selection process. So today I will go through the selection process in Pakistan Air Force, what kind of tests are given to the new recruits, new to-be recruits, in order to select them to be a fighter pilot in Pakistan Air Force. First thing, a disclaimer that I'm not speaking on the behalf of Pakistan Air Force or Ministry of Defense in Pakistan. Everything is based on my personal experience, and that goes 30 years ago, around 30 years. So if any of the international listeners who are non-Pakistanis, if you have any comments, if you have any additional thing to add up to what your selection criteria is, please do share. That's how we learn, and that's how the things evolve actually. So the selection process could be evolved. If you think there are some good things in Pakistani selection method, you can also opt those ones. And if you share anything, Pakistan Air Force is definitely gonna opt, because we try to go for the best. Now, first thing is the stages to be a fighter pilot. So basically there are 4 stages. Number 1 is the eligibility of the applicant. You can go through PAF's official website, and there is a list of all the documents you need to apply to be a fighter pilot. Number 2 is the initial test, which is conducted at the local selection center. There are over 30 selection centers all over Pakistan where you can be selected, where you can go for your initial test. Number 3 is the ISSB, Inter-Services Selection Board. That's a very advanced kind of testing, and that's in my times it was only held in Kohat in our KPK province. Back then it was NWFP. Now it's called KPK, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province. And after ISSB clearance, you go for the CMB medical test, which is in Karachi, Masroor base. CMB means Central Medical Board. So I will go through one by one. So first thing is the application eligibility. Basically, you check your age. It should be between 17 to 21. And by the way, we have the youngest pilots in any Air Force's history to be trained at the age of 17. I started my flying at the age of 18. Qualification, back 30 years ago, it was only pre-engineering and FSE, and you should secure at least 60% marks. But in my case, it was a little different. We were a new course, so pre-medical was also included. I'm pre-medical. And I had 51% marks, 561 out of 1,100 marks in my 12 years of education. So, but now it's even A levels. They can also apply. So anything equivalent to 12 years of your studies at any school. That's, and nationality is the third thing. You should be a Pakistani national. If you're a dual nationality holder, you have to give up the other country's nationality, and then you can apply for that one. All the details are given on PAF official website, which I'm leaving the link in the description below. And then comes the second thing, the initial test. Now, initial test is pretty much simple. It's IQ test is the first thing. You have to clear that. If you can't clear that one, then you cannot go through further tests. You are rejected, and then you have to apply 6 months later. So basically in my times, the IQ test was paper-based, and there were 100 questions, and you have to solve them in 30 minutes. Different kinds of like pictures also, and mathematical questions, and linguistic, like English linguistic, and then what comes next, like 1, 2, 3, and what's the next one. So It's easy, but the answer sheet is very important back then. Now that was paper-based test because you had to you had another answer sheet and then you have to color the correct answer with the pencil. But recently it's all turned into the computer-based test, so you don't have to go through that one. So once you clear the IQ test and you submit it to the computer, it gives you the result right away, and then you can go for your subject tests. Now, back 30 years ago, subject tests were held in PAF College, Chiklala, which is now the Nurhan base. And you have to go through that college into a big examination hall and go through 3 tests. There were physics, chemistry, and English. In terms of pre-engineering students, it was physics, math, and English. Negative marking was used. You have a right answer, you get +1. You give a wrong answer, you get -1. So back then I went for physics, chemistry, and English because I was pre-medical. I didn't learn math in my post-high school exams. So that's why I was given the privilege of taking the test of chemistry instead of math. So so 100 questions again, and very easy questions and multiple choice questions. You have answers of A, B, C, D. Now, for example, who invented the light bulb? If it's physics, suppose. So A, B, C, D, you will have 4 scientists or physicists, and then you have to choose the correct one. So pretty much very easy. And in English as well, I mean, missing I, fill in the blanks, and then go to school. Or so it would be am not, didn't, are not, or whatever, so you have to choose one. So if you're sure about the answers, answer the question. If you're not sure about the answers, leave the question, go to the next one. Once you fill all the questions up, then go back and check for the ones you haven't answered. So that's pretty much key for that. Then you go for a apparent medical or physical exam, and that includes your eyes, ears, nose, mouth, throat. Basically, your weight, your height to weight ratio should be good. I was underweight. My height was 5 foot and 11 inches, but I was 43 kilos. That's around 110 pounds. So, and I was given a leverage. I was given, I think, 2 weeks to gain that 6 kilos, which were missing. How I did it? Well, I'll tell you. On the final day, my mom used to give me potatoes and stuff like that, to gain. I don't know. I mean, this was the old home remedies to increase weight. But anyhow, I gained till 45 kilos, and then 2 kilos I was still short. I gained till 47. I should have 49 kilos. So I gained 4 kilos in 2 weeks, and the remaining 2 kilos I ate bananas. My mom weighed 3 kilos of bananas and then fed me and sent me for the re-medical. By the way, there was a whole long queue there, 200 re-medical people over there. And of course, I mean, they don't check much of you shouldn't have physical scars, you shouldn't have hemorrhoids, your eyesight should be 6x6 or 20x20 in Western terms, and then you can go through that one. And final one was the interview. Now, I'm talking about the initial tests at your local selection center, which are over 30 at the moment all over Pakistan. So once you get through that interview, then this interview is also very basic. They ask you what your credentials and your names, your parents, what do they do, why you are interested in this. So most of the people, they get it. So again, let me go through it again. IQ test first. You must pass it. Subject test second. You must pass them. If you fail, you're out. Number 3, medical. You must pass it. Fail, you're out. And interview, you must pass it. If you fail, you're out. So once you get all these 4 tests passed, you are eligible to get to the next stage, which is the ISSB, where you have to go to another city for 4 to 5 days of testings. Now, in my case, I will just go through a quick one. When I went for the initial IQ test, in my batch, there were 100 kids, boys, and out of 100, only 6 passed that test, IQ test. So then from different batches, they choose all those 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever the number is. Whoever passes the test goes to the next round of going to PF college for the subject test. And once all the subject tests are clear, again, a lot of people go and take these tests. So there are a lot, there's a huge number. So in my selection center, the finals, the ones who got selected were 550 people who got the call for the ISSB. 550 people from Selection Center Rawalpindi. So now there are different selection centers. So imagine how many people go for ISSB. Now let's go to the ISSB, Inter-Services Selection Board.